Very nice of you to join us live here, and we're doing Facebook Live. Um, so, how is back there? How are things back home?
Yeah, in Ahmedabad, I'm basically from Ahmedabad. So, as you know, we had a, a great storm yesterday, and then, I mean, the whole COVID thing is going on at the same time. There was a storm. Hopefully, the storm has carried away the virus from Ahmedabad. I don't know. So I'm just. But point is, there is an improvement in the numbers. The numbers are reducing. Although I mean, statistically also it's showing, and otherwise also we have, we have so many doctor friends in running community, so they keep updating on the actual facts. So the numbers are reducing in Ahmedabad.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
so in
nice.
Gujarat overall, so which is a good thing. So I was COVID positive also. I just came out of it like a week back. So I'm back on running everything. So that's how it is.
Wonderful. That's fantastic. So we're going to take you through that journey as well. It's
Yeah.
not every day that you get to meet an ultra runner outside the track, outside the training grounds, and not at the start of a race either. So it's such a
Right.
joy to have you and to talk to you today, Amit. Amit, quickly take us through your 8 years of running journey. The distance, not more than the distance, your mental setup on how you started and got into the sport, and what's your mental makeup today on the sport?
Right. So basically, I was into sports during from the school days, and I used to represent my school for the school cricket team and all. So I mean, I was in active sports, and then finally, when you are in a professional job and working for corporate, so you become very what to call, I mean, different kind of a lifestyle. So Saturdays are weekends are different. You enjoy. You have a lot of other things planned on the weekends and all those stuff. So I was having a lot of such kind of habits, a lot of bad habits like smoking. Everything was also part of my life. So, but one fine day, 8 years back. So as you rightly said, so around 8 years back, I was detected with diabetes. I mean, that also by chance I got a test done and it was extremely high. So the doctor immediately said, "You are lucky that you are alive. I mean, you have not gone into a coma kind of a situation." So that's when I decided no, I need to change my lifestyle again. As a child, I had grown up. I had lost my dad very when I was young, so I was a kid. So I had that mental strength, maybe, so I could quickly gather myself and then get into walking. So I started with walks, brisk walk. That's what doctor used to advise, So, but I was not enjoying walking. So at that point of time, I used to. Then I decided like, okay, I used to get that, those shin pains and all. Normally we do. You also have done ultra. You get this. So I was not aware why those things were happening. So, but when I started running, I found that those pains were gone. So that's how I slowly transited. I made my transition into running. And then there was 8 years back there was a marathon which happens in Ahmedabad, so which was only marathon at that point of time. So I said, okay, let me try the dream run, so the 8 kilometers dream run. I said, let me try that out. So I'm a very basically a very even now also I do all my trainings, everything are very structured. So for that 8 kilometers, I did a lot of preparation, and then I went into that road on the route, and then I ran that 8 kilometers. Then I was confident. Okay, now I can enroll myself. So that's the kind of thing I used to. So that's when I enrolled, and then I came into this. So the journey has been after that. It has been all. I mean, roller coaster kind of. So like I did my half marathon instead of doing my dream run. I went for a half marathon because office colleague was doing a half marathon. I said, okay, why not me try that? So I changed my registration from dream run to a half marathon, and I did it in 2 hours 20 minutes or something like that. So it was a great start, and then there was no turning back because that's when I found out, because I have been, as I said, I have been into other sports where the competitions, in badminton and all. You are very competitive, so you are always, and this sports is where when I was running that half marathon, I was so shocked. I was surprised. I mean, the way people encouraging each other, like I was crossing somebody, the other guy telling me, "Fantastic, you go ahead." I was shocked. I said, "How can this be?" So that really attracted me to this sports. One of the reason which attracted me to this sports actually. So I was so then that there's a Ahmedabad distance runner. I came to know about them, and I'm associated with Ahmedabad distance runners from them. I went into that fold, and then it actually, as I said, it was a roller coaster from then on. So that's how it all started. But again, as you are saying, my mental part, yeah, it's a kind of I wanted to come out of the diabetes. That was the most important thing. That's why I started running. So, and the worst thing which I hate is going to a doctor or going for a
Absolutely.
hospitalization, because I've seen those things and it's really scared me. So I thought, okay, let me try some other way of taking care of myself. So
Right.
that's how the mental preparation happened, and I just because I wanted to avoid doctors, I wanted to avoid hospitals. So that's what kept me going initially. So that was the
So to
mental
all the
thing.
viewers who have just joined in today, just now we have Amit with us. He's joining us all the way from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He is a fellow ultra runner like me, so it is not every day that I get to talk to another ultra
Yeah,
runner with, without shoes and on the trail, sweating it out. So it is such a pleasure to have you over, Amit. I mean, a few things that we will talk about is before we get into the present scenario is you speak a lot about run slow, run fast. You also speak about structured training. Okay,
yeah.
take us through what your training pre-COVID used to be like of 7 days. What days do you do what? How much of strength do you put in? How much of mileage do you put in? And also, we'll speak about nutrition a little later, nutrition and sleep a little later. But quickly take us through how does your week look like pre-COVID?
Yeah. So pre-COVID, I mean, since I got into running, and then as you also must have gone through the same kind of a thing. Like initially, we used to run just for the sake of running. So then slowly you get into a kind of a structured kind of a training, and then you see the results of the structured training. So then you start following that. So before COVID, my plan. I actually one more thing which is related to my running is every year, around end of the year. So because that's when the season is it's almost getting over, and then you are actually going. You will be actually doing, and the season again comes in around September, October, right? So I normally plan from January, and I announce it also everywhere that this is what I'm going to do, and which actually also puts me that mental, you say. So that is also one more reason which keeps me moving out, and then even if I feel lethargic, I go out and run. So it's based on the plan which I go. So like say if I so like I give an example, like say I did a couple of years back, I did this Saputara ultra, so which is a completely elevation and completely it's a hill station, so a lot of elevations. And also I thought of doing it 220 kilometers. There is a schedule there, so I thought I'll do that. So for that that was the plan in the initial on January, February, and then I started training for that. So based on that, my weekly plan would be. But definitely, how I do it is like I normally run 6 days. I mean, for such kind, because ultras and all, I have to have those kind of mileage also, simulation kind. So 6 days is what I normally have as a running schedule, and one day, Monday is completely free. I get up late. I enjoy that day. I mean, it's that's the one day which is I don't do anything. But rest of the day, as I say, like I structure it, and more of if it is an ultra, so I do more of aerobic kind of a run. So I follow math a lot, because math is something which has really helped me. So so I think people are aware of math. So it's maximum aerobic function, which is designed by Dr. Philip Maffetone. So I believe in that system, and which really works for ultra runners. So more of 80-90% are aerobic runs, and 10% I do speed and all those stuff. So I structure it that way. So with ensuring that this the mileage also increases as I closer to the So, but again, 6 days I more or less I'm on the road. So that's one part, and also I do the strength is I realized as over the years, like initially I never used to do strength. I used to only run. So I realized that that's a big mistake. Although I still now, even frankly, I know many of runners also. Maybe I don't know you. I don't enjoy doing strength training, but it is required. So that's why I do it. It's like some medicine you have to take, so you can't help without it. So it's kind of a that. So I ensure I do strength training, and that has actually helped me to front, which is saving me from injuries and all those stuff, and also making me stronger and my performance improving every year and year on year. So that because I'm performance
So
oriented
it is
guy.
six
Yeah.
days of running that we're talking of. What's the kind of mileage that you're hitting? Let's look at numbers now.
Yeah, so miles can be I start with around say like 60, 70 kilometers, and then I also believe in that 10% rule, so and then slowly build it up and slowly build it up and go. It can go up to 150 kilometers a week. So that's how.
Oh,
That's
Haran,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's about 100 miles a week.
Yeah,
Amazing.
100 mile. I like that. I like touching that number, but it's very less. I do that. Just when I want to peak, and then I come down for, and then I come that in the recovery part where actually, you are enjoying a lot. So it is more or less couple of 3 weeks before the race or something like that. I mean,
Right.
talking about ultra. So
Right.
if it's ultra.
There's another point that I want to touch up here. There is a general idea. I wouldn't even call it a misconception. There is a general idea that the minute you transition to become an ultra runner, it also means that you are cutting down on your speed. Oh, I can't run any faster, so I've
Yes.
become an ultra runner. So that's usually the general notion that's put in. But I
Yeah.
want to tell my viewers out here, I am chatting with Amit, who is 133 half marathon, 3 hour 22 a full marathon, qualified for the Boston in his age category, not once but twice. And
Right.
he's also done his longest distance of 400 kilometers in
Yeah.
89 hours. And that's not very far away. That was January this year.
Great.
And I just enjoyed reading about your journey of 89 kilometers, and also the kind of funds that you raised. 4 lakhs of rupees, that's not a small money that you raised.
Yeah.
Amazing. Kudos to
Yeah.
your spirit. I
Thank you,
want
Deepa,
you
for
to
that.
take us through, quick fast forward on
Yeah.
what was your mental makeup during those 89 hours. What went through your
Yeah.
mind when you put that right, left, and right leg and left leg and right leg and left leg for 89 hours?
Yeah. So Deepa, as you also know, you have done it. Like I've also, I mean, you have done the. I mean, it's a dream. I want to also do that Everest one, maybe sometime. It's a fantastic. I mean, it's unbelievable. And so you also know how it is all done. Like I also take it like. I always break it up. I never think about the entire distance, like 400 kilometers. I never think about it. I always break it up. So I break it up to the point like if it is 15 kilometers or 20 kilometers. So I just target that I need to go to the next aid station or the next city or the next whatever. So those that's what I generally target. So I don't load my mind that much. So I never. So even if mind sometimes when I feel weak or sometimes you feel like your strength is little, those are ups and downs, and anyway it comes in. So though during those period, actually I have to again focus myself, and I tell myself, boss, forget everything, just forget and just think about your present moment, the step you're taking ahead. And which actually, just to tell you, I know the Buddhism has actually helped me in that. So reading
Okay.
about Buddhism, because they talk about you remain on the present moment. So that's the biggest,
Right.
that's the biggest lesson for me, so I always believe that you need to be in the present moment. You don't go
Right.
back or don't go forward. So I just tell runners also, when I run with them, just enjoy the step you're taking. So when I pace or whatever, so that's what I did it. So for this 400 kilometers also, I was completely, I did not think about the 400 kilometers. I was thinking about the first eight station, and I break it up, like, say, like how I did it was, I said, like, okay, 10 full marathon, so it is kind of less than nine and a half full marathon. So I have to do that many full marathons. So I just target. So
Nine
I
and a
yeah.
half full marathon. That sounds like a
So,
piece of cake
yeah.
out
So that's how I target myself. So I always feel, so when the numbers are less, I always realize that. And when I did my Bangalore Ultra first time, 100 kilometers, that's when I realized, like, every when it comes down to, select from 100, then you come down to last 9, 8. It becomes mentally, become very it becomes very easy. So like for a full marathon, if I break it up, so I need to do a 9.5 full marathon. Then it comes to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So that way it becomes much easier for the mind also to take the load. So that's what actually was the way how I planned for this, and I decided did it actually.
I also want to ask you at this point, since you did it between the wave one and the wave two of COVID, were you able to follow all the social distancing norms? How was it
Yeah.
like? What was your crew? What was the support system? How did you manage your food and hydration, Amit?
Yeah, it's a very important question, because the most important part to it is, like, when like, it's like we had to prepare for that. So I started the journey alone. I had decided to take this journey alone, but there were four other runners who actually decided to also come along with me and participate. So we had, and they just blindly followed the training plan which I was sharing with them, a week on week. And they initially thought of doing a lesser distance, like 100 kilometers. Then when they started following the training, and they found that they can actually do the entire distance, so they started believing that they can also do the distance. So point is, the training, that's when actually the COVID, everything was already there, so last, if you look at, the 3rd May was the second lockdown, which was actually after that everything opened up. So, but there was a night curfew in Ahmedabad. Even now it is there. So we had to manage our runs, so that we used to go outside the city, because the city limits were having those kind of requirements. So and then we were 4 5 runners. We always ensured a social distance, because the biggest, you will realize that any runner should realize that when you are planning for such a big goal, you have to be much more extra cautious than anybody else, because you are doing so many miles, so much of 100 miles a week. And then suddenly on the last week, if you become COVID positive, just think, the entire training would go for a toss. So that's why we were extra cautious. We were very conscious about how we actually. It is not only the running part, it is the entire day how you actually you like I work for a service industry, so I had to go to the office I mean, from May our offices were also open, so I had to go to the office also during the day. So it was a very challenging part, but we ensured, because I always feel it's possible. Like, the one example, Deepa, is like, although it is now it's good for it has become a training part also. Like, my office is in the ninth floor. So from since last May till I finished my till I got COVID positive, till then I never took the lift. So I always used to take the stairs. So that's the kind of precaution I took. So I never took lift for the entire 1 year. So almost. So that's the precaution. Then running, as you know, it's early morning. I realized one thing, like, if you're having that social distance, and it's not that easy to have that. I've not seen, because entire year I've been running, so there are hardly any case which is there. That anybody has gone positive, because a runner got positive and he brought it in the morning. So normally, if you are also positive, or if you're not feeling well, you'll not come for the run. So that's how I also feel. So that is also one of the reasons. So, but again, social distancing, everything were there, masks we were there, and then we used to ensure that, because basically, again, I want to say we had a big target in our hands, so we want to ensure that. And on the second part, on the running part, which you had said, like how we actually ensured that, we were running, so there were a lot of supports which were coming in. So supports in the sense they were coming, our friends only, friends and families who came in the car and they were supporting. There were teams, like each team was there for 11 hours, 12 hours, whatever. So there was a different team who actually handling the entire thing. So they ensured that all these things were being ensured, and the food when all, we ensured that most of the food were taken from our own uh, thing, not going to restaurants and all, not mingling with people and all. But we had to do, because we had this social work also in our hands. So, and that Deepa, at that point of time, there it was like it was a much better situation. It was like I would not have done the race now if it was there, because this
Yes.
is, yeah. So that at that point of
Right.
time during January, it was a much better situation. The things were much better then. So I
Right.
was yeah. So we were thinking like now this is over. I think that was
Yeah, yeah. We
yeah,
were all in that state. So,
that
Amit,
state.
when we speak about running and runners, the rest of the world think that we are crazy lot. Okay, who wakes up at 4:30, 5 in the morning and goes out for a 2-hour run, 1-hour run, and the world perceives us as a crazy lot. But when you know you're an ultra runner, they think that you're insane. Crazy is a lesser
Yeah,
word. It's
very
insane.
true.
Running a whole distance apart from 42.2 is absolutely insane. We have met at the start line of Maukarwat Ultra.
Yes,
We have run,
we really
and
enjoyed.
it has been a crazy experience with
Yeah.
72 hours of non-stop rains.
Yes.
It was not
And
rain,
then,
it was the storm
yeah.
that came. So ultra runners and you have always gone through a lot of mental toughness, if I can use that word. Okay,
Mm.
unpredictability, minimal support from the organizers, trails, routes where you can get lost. So it's mind over body for an ultra runner. But today's times are very different. They are much different. We are being put in situations that we never thought we would. For example,
Yeah.
you have just survived. You are a COVID survivor for us here. Okay. uh, there's a lot that goes through your mind when you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to lace up and go for a run. Okay, you're not able to peak or hit the kind of mileage that you want to. Okay, so can you tell us how different your mental makeup today as a seasoned ultra runner is than what it was previously? Okay, you are tough, but now you are getting tougher, or you're getting weaker, or there weaker moments that you're facing today? Is there uncertainty that you're facing today?
Yeah, it's a very good question actually. So, as I mean, the mental situation, uh, we were as till you're COVID positive, you are always stressed up. Like you don't know. I mean, tomorrow if you get up in the morning, you have the symptoms or not. So you're always cautious. Like what is going to happen tomorrow, you are not sure. So that stress was always there in back of our mind, like we are interacting, and then you are seeing a lot of people, across your friend circles getting infected, and then you realize, so that's a big stress, but a big stress. So now, but I think the most important thing I feel now is I am gone stronger mentally, because that's
Okay.
what I've realized, because the mental strength has gone up, because I feel that's more important, because now to fight this virus, everybody knows that we need to be stronger mentally. We have to be more. We cannot be negative. Cannot. I mean, we need to be very positive. I mean that's how it is. So the more of I mean the those.
Positive is not a very happy word at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Just
but
a punch there. Yes.
yeah, but it's very important, because otherwise, uh, we are listening. I mean, a lot of, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's there. If you're not mentally strong, even if your immune is good, I mean, then you may actually lose the battle, or I mean, you may get infected badly. So, point is, I realize that, so I need to be more mentally stronger. I need to be stronger because for my family, I need to be stronger, and for the entire, community everywhere. I mean, it's a so I feel I've gone stronger mentally. That's what I feel.
Take us through how your sleep is now, your sleep cycles. For
Mm,
an ultra runner, especially, recovery is so vital, right? And a
I understand.
major part of our recovery is our sleep, getting
Mhm.
that quality sleep in. And during this unpredictable time, when your phone is buzzing or there's too much news happening around, Amit, sleep does get affected.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you combat? Have you first of all faced sleep issues? Because I have. Okay,
Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Well, have
You
you
have faced.
faced?
Okay. No, I have not faced it. I mean, frankly, because one more thing which I realized is sleep is, as you also have rightly said, it's the most important part of our. I mean, it's for our recovery also, for our running and all those stuff. So, I ensured I I used to go to bed little early, so maybe that's so even if my sleep was little, it just take time to, but I used to get my sleep of 6 7 hours at least. That's what I ensured. One thing, I don't know, people will some people laugh at me for that. So the one thing which I've realized and which has really helped me is, after reading Oxygen Advantage of Patrick McKeown, that book, which when I read that book, and he talks about, taping your mouth and then going to sleep. And you can try it out, Deepa. I mean, it's really, really good. I mean, if you've not read the book, you can read the book. I mean, it's really fantastic, good for ultra runners, for us. I mean, talks about how you do nasal, how important is nasal breathing. I mean, for this COVID also, now it's getting so much important that for our lungs we need to do proper breathing. So point is, I tape my mouth and go to sleep. So some doctors laugh at me also for that. So but it has helped me, so because it has calmed me down and it has given me those proper sleep for 6 7 hours. So
Oh,
sleep has
wonderful.
never been an issue. Even now I'm addicted to putting a tape. So when I go to sleep without a tape, I feel uneasy these days, so it's the other way around. So but it has helped me because I find that it has given me that deep kind of sleep. I also believe in, because as you rightly said, I also have this, sometimes my sleep, I wake up at 3 o'clock, I don't know, and I come completely awake, it's like, I feel like I'll not get any further sleep. So that's when I do a lot of inhale and exhale. I mean, through my nasal, I do a counting and do like 5 counts of inhale and 5 counts of exhale through my nose, and that has actually calmed. And I used to go to sleep again. So that has also worked for me. So basically, like you, I've not faced sleep as a big challenge for me. It has
Wonderful.
come quite easily, and it's
Wonderful.
still there. I mean, so that's how it is.
Wonderful. Amit, as you're aware, May is the month of mental wellness, where we recognize mental wellness, and when mental well-being is
Right.
so important. Just like how we take care of our body, our mind is also very important to take care. And we're recognizing that it's okay to reach out in case we are feeling low about it, if we want to talk to somebody. And especially as athletes, we go through a lot of mental stress just before a race. We have jitterbugs, we can't sleep. Sometimes a week before the race, at least I am packing and unpacking in my mind. I am mimicking my race. I am saying, what am I doing this right? Even a small nudge on my small, niggle on my knee, I'm like, am I injured? So that kind of, there is a stress. And today, with these uncertain times, we as athletes are facing a lot more. Okay, we're not able to train to our maximum. We are keeping a balance just to keep your immunity to there. Okay, so what's your current mileage like as an ultra runner? Because I know you also don't want to bring down your fitness level. Okay,
Yeah, fitness.
and you are now a COVID survivor, and you are working through. So, what's your current mileage like? Are you walking? Are you running? Are you following
Yeah.
MAF? What is it?
So because I just recovered, so last one week I've started my running. So I'll be taking it very easy for this month. So I'll be taking it very easy and just maybe 40 50 kilometers a week. I'll just strike that number for these couple of weeks, and then maybe from June I'll try to fall into a training plan. But again, it'll be more of I'll be going very slow because I do this year, frankly, not like as I was sharing, but this year I have not targeted any event as such. So I don't have anything as such. Maybe I was doing a training plan. I wanted to improve my half full marathon time. So that was before the COVID. So I wanted to improve my. So, but again, that has gone for a toss. So maybe I'll get into that training mode again, or maybe some ultra. I'm not sure, but I'll build it up very slowly, 50 kilometers next couple of, and then June on, I'll try to again increase the bar. But again, I'll be planning it out, and I'll be chalking my what is the I mean, then and I'll from June on, I'll be actually going seriously again back to my training plan. So that's the plan. But yeah, that's how I would like to. I'll be going ahead. Yeah. So you're
Right.
lost, or yeah.
Yes, I think I had it. That's nice to hear. As we spoke today, there are a few points that came to my mind that we can imbibe in to get a stronger mind. Okay, especially as athletes, we had goal setting as one of them. I love the way you set goals at the beginning of the year, so that
Mm.
it takes you through the year, right? It takes you along,
and then
and
and you enjoy the race, this year when I did this 400 kilometers. I'll send you the video. Like last 5 kilometers, I was dancing, and I was so it was like 395 kilometers. After that, I was dancing till the finish line. So because that's how the training plans help. So if you follow a structured plan, so you actually enjoy the runs, even if it
right,
is
absolutely.
whatever
And
distance.
I love the way you said, are you able to prioritize and say, hey, these are the things that I want. So for me, a goal setting is one thing that I picked
Yeah,
up from you. And for me, this is also a part of strong mental makeup, a strong mind.
yeah,
Because if you can
yeah,
create goals, chase
yes,
them again, these goals are now broken into smaller attainable goals, like as you said, could be from every 10 kilometers, or it could be it's station to station. In the same way is life, right? Can I do this 1 month at a time? Can, instead of planning long, can I do 1 month at a time? Also,
very true.
prioritization is one more attribute that I picked up from our conversation today, that you are able to say, this is what I want to aim at, and this is where I want to go at every
Yeah,
step, right? Whether it was that 8 kilometer first run that you did, or
yeah,
your 400 kilometer, or even the 220 trail run has been phenomenal. Okay,
yeah.
that's something that I've really done. It's been such
So
a pleasure to talk to you.
um,
Very, very inspiring conversation today. I'm not sure if there are any questions for us from the audience, not that I can read off. Okay. Oh, Gayatri says that's a amazing weekly mileage. So much dedication. What's your motivation? Please share with us. Yes.
yeah, I
Thanks,
mean,
Gayatri.
very good question. So motivation is, I mean, our biggest motivation is to remain fit and improve from year on year. I mean, age is just a number for me. I always feel that. So and it has worked for me, and that's the biggest motivation. So I want to improve every year. So
No, I think
that's
I'm
the
going to
biggest
tell
motivation.
Gayatri
Yeah,
your biggest motivation here. Gayatri, he has bad waters in his bucket
yeah.
list. Yes,
That's there
that's
in my
your
bucket
motivation
list.
there.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go sometime. I want to. I'll surely go. Yeah. I want to do that.
Yes, I'm confident you will surely do it sometime when things are much better and we can
Better.
travel, we can train
So I
peacefully.
just Deepa, just to tell you like how I plan, like my mental preparation is such that even my laptop passwords, everything. I mean, it's all. So like bad water will be my password. So when I do 400 kilometers, so it'll be like my password, everything. So a lot of things I want to see them coming up in my screen or everywhere, so that I'm always back of my mind. It's like it's always working that. Yeah. And then any, like for Boston, I just want to quickly tell you, like Boston qualification, I did not. I was like when I was targeting it, I was sure like I would not get it. So that's how when I started. But I started to follow the training plan, and then I started slowly. The belief started coming, and when the belief starts coming, and then you see it in your performance also. So yeah, so
Absolutely. I
that's
love
how,
that.
yeah,
I'm going to pick up that. I'm going to say goal setting, prioritization, and absolutely believe in yourself that you can
believing.
do it. Absolutely. That is definitely a strong mind.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Amit. Thank you for your time, and thank you for Fast Enough for this
And
beautiful
thanks.
platform
Yeah. And
to
great
address.
to get in touch with you after a couple of years, maybe. Nice. It's nice. Right.
Yes,
Thank you, Fasina.
2019.
Yeah.
2019 is when we ran Fast Enough.
2019.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We enjoyed.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye for
so much.
now. Stay
Bye.
safe.
Thanks.
Stay safe.
Stay
Stay
safe,
healthy.
everybody. Yeah. Stay healthy. Bye.